Well, hello. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. This is my new career I started. And before we get too much started, if you like the video, please click like and subscribe to the channel, please. Uh, where we left off in episode 1 is we had just gotten a little more science, and hadn't decided where to apply that. And since the last video, I've decided to go this route. We're going to go ahead with the general rocketry. And the reason for that is there is a mission that we can accept, which is kind of fun, especially when you don't have a lot of technology, which is to get something on an escape trajectory out of Kerbin. So I'm going to go ahead and take that, and we're going to go ahead and do that. And what we're going to do to accomplish that is, first of all, we need to be able to build something that actually has the item we want to test. You notice I just put 0 fuel in this tank. We're only testing the engine. The only reason I don't even just leave off the tank entirely is for aesthetics, which I guess is kind of lame on my part, but it looks pretty stupid when it's just the engine and the probe core there, so we're not going to do that. Also, for aesthetics, I'm going to put a couple of antennae on this thing, just because it seems like it should have a couple of antennae on it. Alright, so this is what we're going to push outside of the the Kerbin pull of gravity. I don't know what is wrong with my ability to speak tonight. I apologize. And we're going to put a small solid rocket there. And we're going to follow that up by a much larger solid rocket. And that's going to be followed up by the same solid rocket, except we're going to put 4 of them on. And except we're going to put them on a little more. There we go. Well, I don't know why I seem to be unable to get this. Oh my god. Okay, let's do it this way. Okay, I think that's right now. For whatever reason, I couldn't line that up in a sensible way. We don't have anything to do aerodynamically to like make that better, so we're just going to do that. This is majorly messed up. This guy and this guy are going to fire at the same time. This guy is going to fire at the same time. All right, I think we're good. We're going to go ahead and launch this thing and hope for the best. That should be enough delta V to get us out of that. So here we go. Unable to launch. Okay, we're going to go ahead and save this for a minute. I have a lot of things named untitled spacecraft. Right click there. We're going to upgrade. As long as we're in the upgrading mood, let's go ahead and grab those 2. This will let us have 7 missions instead of 2 at one time, so that's kind of convenient. And if this doesn't work, it won't penalize us, you know, the only half of our slots. So here we go. We're here. Let's just hope this is stable enough. I don't have any stability control in this, and there's no pilots and so forth. And so this could get ugly pretty quick. Let's just hope for the best, and we're going to go straight up. By going straight up, we are going to minimize the amount of time that we are in the atmosphere, which is the goal here, basically. I don't think there's going to be anything more optimal to do than just to go straight up in this particular case. And straight up we're going now. Obviously we're going a little fast. I could have probably reduced the amount of thrust per each engine and made this a little more efficient. I did not. So it's going to go in pretty fast through the air. As it gets faster, you notice here as it's turned red, it's heating the air. And we're wasting a lot of energy doing that. So yeah, this could be a lot more efficient. But we're going up. We're basically going in the direction that I wanted to be going in. It seems relatively stable, I say. Okay, we're good. I don't know what happened there, but that was freaky. And pretty soon we're going to be in space, and I won't have to worry about this thing flipping over. And we're about there now. And we are in space, if you hear the music. I didn't know that, but that happened to the Apollo astronauts too, is every time they went into space, they heard music. This music. That's how realistic this game is. And while we're here and not doing anything else, I'm going to go ahead and expand these antennas. Not that it matters. I don't think this does a thing, especially without batteries on this. You notice that we're not coming back down anymore, so we are in escape trajectory at this point in time. So we're going to go ahead and pop that off, right click there, and oh, we already did it. So we already did the test just by staging that. And yeah, so this is going to go onward into space as a derelict craft, and we're going to go back to the Space Center. Now, we don't have enough science to get anything. However, I forgot to do something in the last episode. Typically, one of the first missions that on the first mission that I do is I do a quick EVA and do an EVA science report. I completely forgot to do that. And it just so happens we can do that now, though. Doesn't cost us a dime because we haven't left the ground. And I got to board him, and we're going to recover the vessel. And in doing so, they're just going to pull it off the launch pad. We have increased our science to 19 now. We'll hop in here. We'll grab stability. We'll research that. We're well on our way. We'll hop back into mission control and see what they have for us. Now, this is the kind of mission I like. Do something at the launch site. This early in the game, it's really hard. I mentioned this in the previous episode. It's really hard to do some of these things at the level of technology we have. And, do things at a certain speed between certain that's tough. So, we're going to avoid those as much as possible because by the time we have technology to do that sort of thing, we have better missions anyways. But we will take the stuff that happens on the ground or at the launch site or splash down or landed or whatever. So all we have to do is put the stability enhancer, which is right here. I thought that's what it was. Launch stability enhancer. My bad. That's this and that's this. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this thing way, way down here so we don't drop the spacecraft from some ridiculous height. We're just gonna do this again. What in the world? So mostly I just want to be as close to the ground as possible because I don't want to drop this. And there we go. So we're going to launch this and we're going to test this and we're going to get money for this, and it won't cost us anything unless this explodes, in which case I'm going to be really mad. Okay, and it didn't, and we're good, and we're going to recover the vessel. And we did get 2 science out of the deal. And we get to clear the launch pad of that. Hop back in here, see what else we have. Over Kerbin, over her. Yeah, we don't have the power to do this tourism stuff just yet. That's what we're trying to build up to. So all of this is basically garbage for us right now. We just can't do it easily. But a lot of this stuff you'll see, well, that's going to expire in 5 days. That's 5 hours. So what we're going to do is we're just going to fast forward to the next day. And then we're going to fast forward again. We've come pretty far in 2 days, 4 hours, and 33 minutes already. I mean, this is how far we've gotten. So that's not a bad record right now. I think we can lose a couple of days. So let's see if we got anything better. And no, we really didn't. So once again, we're going to go ahead and fast forward a couple of days. I'm not proud. We could do this faster by canceling them, but we would lose prestige points. Suborbital, that can be done. That's not too bad. We'll grab that. But all these ferry back and forth, we can't do it. Orbiting Kerbin, I mean, we could, but we're not there yet. It's stupid to push the envelope when we don't have to. So we'll take this one. I don't really like this one, but we'll be able to at least get it done. Need that. Alright, so we have to get pretty high on this, so we have to, and what are we doing? We're going to have a interior liquid fuel engine. Alright. So, first things first is let's put a heat shield on this. And then we're going to go ahead and put that interior on. That doesn't look quite so crazy as the other thing without the tank. And then we're going to put another one of these. And then we're going to put the solid fuel rockets on that are going to take us there. Now, do we have enough? We should have enough to get us that high, I think. Well, let's hope. If not, we have wasted $3,000. We should be able to pull that off. So, just to recap what we're doing, we're going to launch this solid fuel rocket. That's going to turn into a launch of this. Hopefully, that's going to put us high enough. At that point in time, we will fire this engine for a test, and then we will release it and come back down and parachute down to safety, hopefully. All right, let's try this. So I'm going to go ahead and open this so I can make sure that we're at a sub, I can make sure all of this is happening. And we're going to go ahead and fire away. This should be enough. I hope this gets us to 160 to 170. Like I said, it's not that expensive of a test if I'm wrong. I think we're going to have more than enough here. I'm going to get a little slanted to make it easier to Alright, that's going to definitely make it, so we're just going to turn sideways with the rest of it. Okay, so basically at this point in time, we just have to wait to get to 160 to 170,000. We'll be in a suborbital trajectory as soon as we get into space. And there we are. So we just need to get to the right height, which I'm going to fast forward to just a little bit, at least until we get close. And we're good there, and we've got it, and we're set. So we're going to go ahead and fire that off. We just had to haul that up. I didn't realize that, or I would have just left it attached. So we're going to go ahead and fire that off too. Whoops. And more or less, we're going to probably be following that direction. So let's just go ahead and fast forward this. We should be hearing explosions of the other things re-entering pretty soon. If we're anywhere close, we ought to be fairly close, I would think. Close enough to hear their explosions. There we go. It's nice to have the heat shield, and it's nice to have a parachute. I want to let this fall for a while. We could let the parachutes go now, but again, I don't see a point in slowing this thing down. It just sort of makes it all take longer. And it's perfectly safe to hold out till, I don't want to say the last minute. Normally I do it at about 3,000, but I think I'm even going to go lower. We know we're over the ocean. And there we go. Coming down a little quick, but that's okay. And I'm just going to speed this up, and yeah, just for a little bit, just long enough to get us to there, and we'll splash down. And there we are. So I'm going to go ahead and recover the vessel. And when this comes back, yeah, we're up to 16 science. We're getting there. Now, there's things we could have done. We could have added actually science experiments to that, and I guess I should have, just to get us there somewhat more expediently. You know, every one of these things is doing stuff that we can't do or do sensibly. So we're going to go ahead and hit this just a couple of more times. And see what we've got. Everything's... Yeah, let's test that at the launch site. We can do testing at launch sites. Those are easy. Again, everything, we're just not there. It's asking for us to do things that we're just not ready to do yet. And this is easy. Again, we just come out with this. We come up with this Rove Max tool. Oops. Stuff off. Wouldn't really matter. Put the Rove Max tool on the side, launch the thing, test it, bring it back. No cost, but again, we make money, we make research. Early game is all about money and research. We're done, recover. Doesn't necessarily make for the greatest of videos, but all right, let's see what comes next, and landed it. We'll do it again. We'll keep doing these until we can't. And if we get something more exciting, of course, we will do that. supposed to do that? TD12. That must be it. Okay, again, that's going to stay attached to the craft because it's just a decoupler, it's not a separator. So I press this button one time, we make money, and we don't spend a dime. There we go. We recover. I kind of fear that most of this video is going to be this transition screen. So for that I apologize. And again, we're just looking up. And again, nothing we can really do yet, so give it a day. And give it a day. Maybe we'll hit the jackpot. Splash down at Kerbin, we can do that. Landed at Kerbin, we can do that. There's another one of the things on a escape trajectory. We can definitely do that. And there's another one on an escape trajectory. We can do those at the same time. So we're going to do all of those things, I think, in the course of this video, because it's basically 2 missions. And so one is splash down and one is landed. So the thud is this. And we're just, that's maybe 3 missions. We're just going to go ahead and let's splash down. That one's a trajectory out. And then the decoupler. Okay. So yeah, we're going to do this one as 1 mission. We're going to do the splashdown as 1 mission, and then we're going to do the other 2 as 1 mission. So very quickly, we're going to do this one, and we got it. Recover vessel. And we're going to next our way through that. We're going to hop into this one again. We're going to do this splashdown, and while we're doing it splashdown, I'm going to go ahead and just add a few more things that we can maybe get science from in the water while we're here. So some of this is going to be overkill because we can only do 1 of these, but maybe we can do it in flight or something. And we'll add this, and we'll add, oops, only want 1 of them. We'll add this to the other side. And I think we've got everything that we can get there. We will add that. Don't think we really need to worry about that. But just in case, we're not going to be going very far with this fleet, but all we need to do is get to where we need to get. What are we doing? Splashdown? We're going to do the splashdown. This is the reason. Okay, so that's a little weird configuration. This we want to do last because we're doing it splashdown, and this we want to do first because it's the rocket. We can probably take some of the fuel out of that, and let's just go, see what happens. Alright, we're going to go ahead and launch, and we're going to turn this thing sideways, and while we're doing this, we're going to go ahead and observe mystery goo, and we'll take that 7 science for sure. We are over the water, and we can deploy our parachute at any time, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and turn off our stability assist because what's the point in wasting the electricity at this point in time? I'm going to go ahead and speed this up as much as I can until it gets down into the water. Because it's a long wait sometimes. Even with the time acceleration on. It's a long wait sometimes. But when we splash down in no time, we'll do all the science real quick. We'll get some points, and then we'll launch the other thing out outside of the Kerbal system again. That ought to be interesting. There's a couple of things that we're launching this time. Alright, let's do science. Let's do this. Observe. We'll take it. We will take it. And we will take it. Oops. And we will take it. Alright, we're going to go ahead and recover the vessel. I forgot to test the engine. Oh well, we'll have to do that one again at some point. Not now. Or maybe I'll do it offline, I'm not sure. Alright, we have the other promised one that I said we need to do, which is going to be doing these on the escape trajectories out of Kerbal. So we need a probe core, and we need a stack separator. Actually, let's put the engine on it first. That looks pretty stupid, but yeah, we're just going to do it that way this time. The stack separator that we're supposed to use is a TD12, which is one that we've been using. And then the rest of this is going to be basically that same rocket that we just built the last time, which is going to be this. Followed by this. Followed by this. Just a bunch of these rockets. All it takes. We do have the aerodynamics to do this, so I guess we should. And let's go ahead and launch this thing and hope for the best. Double check my staging because I didn't double check it. Kind of like to do this when I do such things. And all right, here we go. Again, we're going to go straight up. Again, I could have probably made that a little better by giving a little less thrust to those engines, but yeah, that's okay. Going up pretty fast. We all are going to waste a lot of fuel just fighting that lower atmosphere. And again, making all that air hot right there. We are really going fast for this altitude. I'm kind of concerned that we're not going to make it without overheating, but I'm not seeing any obvious signs that that's really a problem. And we're getting high enough where, yeah, we're starting to, the atmosphere is so thin now that it's less and less and less of a deal. We might be on a escape trajectory before we even lose this rocket. Nah, that's a little optimistic. Well, we certainly don't need all of that. It's going to get all of that. And here is the apoapsis shooting out. And we now have an escape trajectory. Go ahead and let that burn out. All right, so this is our first one is we need to test this decoupler, which is the next thing. And we just tested it, and then we need to test this engine, which has no fuel, which is the next thing. And we have done our two. So I think we're going to go ahead and, well, this is going to go into outer space and our deep space. And we're going to go back to the Space Center. I'm going to check things out here real quick. But I think that is going to be the last mission of this particular video. We have 66 science to spend, so that'll be exciting. We'll do that at the beginning of the next video. And thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like, and please subscribe to the channel so you won't miss future videos. Tell your friends, share this video, and comment below if you have any ideas for things you'd like me to see, things that I'm doing wrong. Ask me questions about why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. Anyway, see you next time. Have a great day.